Hello, everybody. Thank you for clicking on. I guess maybe the internet's trying to tell me that I need to go on at 11:30 because if I try to go on at 11, I just can't get connected with the studios, either one of the studios for some reason. Hey, not going away. Thank you for being here. Thank everybody for being here. Um, going to try to do like a little 30-minute thing here with multiple segments. Normally, when I try to do 30 minutes, it ends up being much longer than that. But nonetheless, we will try again. Thank you very much for clicking on. A lot of bizarre stuff happening in the world, and I got some great videos, some stories. First story we're gonna lead off with is story about balls. First story is about balls. Um, when I was a kid, I played with my balls all the time, and you can accomplish a lot by playing with your balls. And here's a prime example here to start the night off. I don't know why it's not working. Okay, let's try it again. Kind of ruined the gag, but there we go. So there you go. Again, first story of the night, and indeed, um, just a reminder that you can accomplish a lot if you play with your balls enough. That's the moral of that first story of the evening. Second story of the evening is not really new. The story is not really new. I've been talking about it since the first of the year, but it's starting to get traction with other people. And hello, Pat Tolliver. Again, thank you all for clicking on. We're just getting underway here. We're going to roll through the stories, and including this. I've been talking about this, like I said, since shortly before or shortly after the first of the year. This is Steve Forbes. For those that don't know, Steve Forbes is a very rich dude. Forbes Broadcasting, Forbes Magazine. Steve Forbes ran for president twice on the Republican ticket, and here's what he has to say.
Joe Biden pull out of the presidential race? Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to navigate these turbulent times. President Biden's supercharged State of the Union address a few months ago quieted talk among Democrats about forcing him to drop his bid for a second term. But the quieting was only temporary. The continued, painfully obvious mental decline of our commander-in-chief has revived widespread public speculation of his withdrawing. A few observers think that this might be the political equivalent of a head fake, lowering expectations for his upcoming debate performance against Donald Trump. That highly anticipated verbal slugfest is barely 3 weeks away. After all, there are rumblings of pushing Biden out before his Buffalo State of the Union triumph. But the volume this time is more extensive and the tone more anxious. The fact that several Democrats, almost always off the record, are whispering concerns to the media reveals growing worries about this president's fitness to stay the course for this campaign. Hardly anyone believes he can navigate the rigors of a second term. This, of course, leads to basic questions. Will Biden bow out before the June 27 debate with Trump? Unlike his appearances these days, the president won't be aided by teleprompters. His unscripted remarks are routinely and embarrassingly confused and garbled. Would a combination of anger, which might fuel a temporary clarity of mind, extensive rehearsals, and some exotic elixirs enable Biden to complete a 90-minute debate, especially since the likely moderators would be on his side and former President Trump might overplay his hand? Perhaps this is what certain White House aides and the powerful, highly influential First Lady are counting on. It's a high risk, however. A fumbling performance would make a subsequent pullout particularly humiliating. Even if Biden makes it through the June 27 challenge, his continuing decline in public and private meetings will fire up ever-deepening misgivings among voters, knowing a ballot cast for Biden would be a ballot cast for Kamala Harris, sooner rather than later for her to sit in the Oval Office. When Biden steps down, who would replace him and how? He would likely quit the campaign, but not the presidency. Harris would remain vice president. Fevered meetings would follow among Democrats as party leaders would try to orchestrate the anointment of a candidate the way they did in 2020 with Joe Biden to block front-runner Bernie Sanders. The front-runner here would be California Governor Gavin Newsom, who's never made secret his lust for the nation's top job. But Democrats may conclude his record makes him too vulnerable, and instead would go for an unknown candidate with a cleaner slate, particularly one of their governors, like Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania, Wesley Moore of Maryland, or Jared Polis of Colorado. A big international financial or military crisis may force Biden out, as he does not have the mental agility to handle such a situation the way John Kennedy did during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Kamala Harris may yet get to sit in the big chair. Either way, Joe Biden will not be the head of the Democratic ticket this November. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions. I look forward to being with
There you
you.
go. Somebody I never thought I'd be in agreement with, but on many of his points, I am in agreement with Steve Forbes. Anyway, he mentioned the Cuban Missile Crisis and John F. Kennedy. The Cuban Missile Crisis, of course, happened in Cuba, 70 miles off of our coast, off of the coast of Florida. And 17 hours ago, Russian Navy ships docked in Havana, Cuba. Among them, the frigate Admiral Gorshkov, carrying supersonic missile system Zircon. Accompanying it are an auxiliary fleet, including a tanker, a tugboat, and a nuclear-powered submarine, the K-561 Cashapp. So all of them are porting in Havana, Cuba, about 70 miles off the southern coast of the United States, and all ships are there to participate in exercises in the Caribbean Sea with the Cuban Navy. And again, you can see the Russian flag and the major battleship that is coming into port. And according to Cuba, they have promised there are no nuclear weapons on any of the ships, so it is not in violation of the treaty that was agreed to back when John F. Kennedy was president, and indeed there was a Cuban Missile Crisis. So just a little reminder possibly from Russia that they can set up off of our borders, just as we are sending long-range missiles into Ukraine to on their border. a couple of nonverbal cues between nations, possibly. All right, this is Roger Stone, and Roger Stone says in this video, lock Trump up now. This was a leaked footage, and I'm going to play it and let you see it because it may not be up for long. It's supposed to have been part of a documentary that thus far has not been released, and it begins with this scene here, which is the last day of Donald Trump's presidency. January 6th has already taken place. It was unsuccessful in their eyes, and here's Roger Stone.
It was Trump's last day in office. There would be no second pardon for Roger Stone. This was our last day of filming.
Roger, whatever happened to that other documentary crew?
Huh?
Whatever happened to that other documentary crew?
They fell apart. They just lost interest. I think their goal was for me to be convicted and go to prison, in all seriousness. So they never thought I would be commuted, and they never thought I would be pardoned. And as soon as I was commuted, they lost interest. They thought the story was, quote unquote, over. I kept saying the story's just beginning. Now, I mean, it became clear what their agenda was. So, good riddance.
What was the agenda?
Huh?
What was their agenda?
To do a hit job on Roger Stone. I'm sorry, I had people talking in my ear. Started again. Yeah, how can they do that? Right. Well, you don't understand people. I do. Rod should hold a press conference today and call for Trump's impeachment. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. I'm going to do it. I'm supporting impeachment. I'm supporting impeachment. He must be removed. His son Jared must be prosecuted. I want to know how money changed hands on Bannon. I want a federal investigation. I'm filing a complaint with the FBI this afternoon. Fuck these people. Fuck these people. Right. So, right. Exactly. Which is why I'm for the impeachment. I want impeachment. I'm going to work very hard for it. I'm not kidding. He betrayed Bernie, betrayed Rudy, betrayed everybody. So he has to go. He has to go. Run again. You'll get your fucking brains beat in. Right. Which is good, unfortunately, for Pat, because he's easy to find. Fuck these people. Let's be very clear. There is no Bannon, cocksucker. It's one sentence. So if you're in a meeting and he says that, you punch him in the mouth as hard as you can to make your point. It's one sentence. There is no paperwork, you cocksucker. He needs to be impeached. He needs to be denounced and impeached. The greatest single mistake in American history. Greatest single mistake. He's surrounded by morons, and he surrounded himself by morons. And a good long sentence in prison, he'll give him a chance to think about it. Because the Southern District's coming for him, and he did nothing. You want to fight? Let's fight. Fuck you. Fuck you and your abortionist bitch daughter.
So there you go. A little excerpt from, and a very eye-opening excerpt, in my opinion, from Roger Stone, and how he felt he was ready to lead the impeachment charge against Trump. He felt that Trump had abandoned all of his most loyal supporters, and he was going after not only Trump, but you heard Bannon mentioned in there, and Rudy, and why did that pop up? All right. Anyway, that was just something. Again, I don't know how long that's going to be up, because it's leaked footage, and not sure who leaked it. This is from a takeover in Chicago this past weekend, and I'm all for kids having fun. I was a kid once. I still like to have fun, but at the same time, it's too easy to take things too far, and this is possibly what might have happened here. You decide for yourself. See, sometimes you don't have to be doing the stupid stuff. You just have to be where stupid stuff's going on, and stupid stuff will find you. For some reason, this clown thought pouring flammable substance behind the crowd watching, did this thinking that the car's going to come through here and it's going to be a great shot. You're going to get a great picture. It's very dangerous how we have become a society of trying to capture social media content for views, but nonetheless, let's watch again. He sets it up, and basically, again, and you can see some people decided to help, but many times you'll just see people stand around and or they've got their cameras, and that's why I say it's a dark world. This is a part of a Boeing 737 this time, an Alaskan Airliners. This came in 14 hours ago. Alaskan Airlines grounds all Boeing 737 MAX aircraft after a piece of a plane wall detached midair, and it was just as you can see, looking out of you can see no other hole in the wall, and again, it wasn't, according to whoever posted this video, it wasn't even one of the doors, one of the emergency doors is what happened to another Alaskan Airlines Boeing 737. So just a reminder, if you fly a lot, be wary of what planes you fly on. Possibly, it's your decision. I'm just saying I do a lot of these stories, and it seems like a lot of things are falling off of Boeing planes, from engines to wheels to doors to now section of a wall. So this was breaking news 8 hours ago. The jury deliberation has begun in the Hunter Biden gun trial. If he is found guilty, the president's son could face up to 25 years in prison. And President Biden has said he will not pardon his son if he is convicted. I referenced this last night, but it was pointed out that I did not actually, you said he said he didn't care about the people, he just wanted their votes, and then he said, I don't care. You didn't play it, you just said it. So you're right, I didn't play it, I just said it. Let me play it again now, so that everybody can indeed hear what the guy said. And I would think eventually, well, I played the video last night.
He's going to vote for Biden. I don't think so. I think it would be suicide before Biden, right? And by the way, isn't that breeze nice? Do you feel the breeze? Because I don't want anybody going on me. We need every voter. I don't care about you. I just want your vote. I don't care. You know, they were so...
There we go. So, this is our little break from all the seriousness, kind of. This is a video that I call a separator. Some people will look at this and go, OMG. Some people will laugh through the entirety of this, or at least much of it. Let's see which side you, as an individual, fall on.
Hold on down here, okay?
Yeah, lean your head back.
Just keep your hands all the way back.
Okay.
Keep your feet on that bar as much as
Hold up. Are you sure we won't fall out? No chance. No chance. We can fall down and die. But Janice. Woo! Look, there's a camera. Hi. Hey. Keep your head back. Feet on the rail.
To me, it is, it's not funny what's happening to the kid. It's when somebody else is laughing, it's infectious. And sometimes you just gotta laugh along, or sometimes you find out you're a horrible person and you laugh at the kid, knowing he's safe. All right. Dutch Sense is somebody I've referenced on here quite often from YouTube, and is not posting as much on YouTube due to situations. That's his business. But he posted something extensive on our X-Files today, showing a progression or path of earthquakes following the North American Craton, the interior edge, from the northwest up in Montana, going in a diagonal line down to Yellowstone, and picking up with the same-sized earthquakes at the drill points in many of the areas in Texas and Oklahoma, where some of the mining is going on, the oil drilling. Then we see the same-sized earthquakes progress across the New Madrid seismic zone, that is along the Mississippi River, with it centered primarily Missouri and Tennessee. Finally followed up by the same-sized earthquake striking up the East Coast in New Jersey, and as far as the northeast tip in Canada. He goes on to talk about proving that, in his theory, that earthquakes travel along certain zones, certain regions, certain areas, and I'm going to get down here and show you the here we go. What he's talking about is, this is from today, the 10th of June, and he's talking about, you can see every one of these little pink things is an earthquake. You can see that they start up in the northwest, as he said. They come down and across here, as well as coming down this fault line. Right in here is where Yellowstone is, right where the cursor is at the moment. That's Yellowstone. They travel down, basically following what is called the North American Craton. This is one big mass, okay? These are other masses separated by fault lines, and you get an earthquake when you get energy traveling through the mantle and the crust. And it seems like, you know, he charts these things, and it sure seems like he's on to something, that they do indeed travel roughly along those boundaries. So again, just a little science for a Monday night, and it's always good to throw science in when we're trying to learn things, because sometimes you gotta look at some weird things. This is actor Stephen Baldwin, father-in-law to Justin Bieber. He's posting cryptic Hollywood messages, and let's listen to this one first.
So hey, Hollywood, now that you know you've been infiltrated by the homeland folks, and you also know you've been infiltrated by the devil, my question to y'all is, are you ready to be infiltrated by the ghost?
All right, so there's that one. And then
Hollywood has been the great disruptor. But now, in the future, Hollywood itself will be disrupted. As you're seeing now behind the scenes, dropping like flies, Hollywood is being disrupted. So good luck and God bless out there, kids, because you're going to need it. Let's hear it for the disruption.
so again,
So hey,
a couple of weird. Make of that what you will. That's Stephen Baldwin, everybody. This is something I was not aware of. In 2019, Steve Bannon taped more than 15 hours of interviews with Jeffrey Epstein. Bannon was accused of giving Epstein media training for an upcoming 60 Minutes interview that never occurred. However, Bannon said he was not media training the pedophile, but instead making a previously unannounced 8 to 10 hour documentary about Epstein's perversions and depravity towards young women and links to the global establishment. It's been 5 years, and Bannon's documentary on Epstein still hasn't come out yet. And I didn't want to. And the answer to the question, of course, why? Why hasn't that documentary about Epstein come out yet? Well, again, the good thing about this is I know all of you are smart people, and you can think for yourselves, and you don't have to have everything all spelled out for you. It's becoming problematic for certain people to travel certain parts of the world, and one of those certain peoples are USA citizens.
Hello, from the United States and United Kingdom. And you?
I'm from Pakistan. Oh, no, where are you studying?
What?
In Pakistan, huh?
Pakistan, yeah, Karachi. US.
Terrorist.
No.
Terrorist country.
No. I'm a world citizen.
Forget about the United
You can't define me.
terrorist country.
Oh, well, I'm just visiting.
The most terrorist country in the world.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Most terrorist country in the world. United States of America.
Nice to meet you, my friend.
Okay, so there you go. That's at least what a single individual in Pakistan thinks about American vlogger being over there. All right, I'm going to play this not to make fun of this person, but I need to know, is this an act or is this a condition? Is this girl doing this for the like, clicks, and shares, or does she have a situation, a condition, a problem? Tourette's, I believe, is I don't know if that's still the proper term, but here we go.
One thing about me is I just bought this, okay? I love this, okay? She got big old titties. Oh no! And I have already gotten stuff on it. It's just, and I literally was eating it, and it's the it's the Polynesian sauce from Chick-fil-A. It's like stuck everywhere. So it's like everywhere on the table. And I was trying to be extra careful. Bop it. Bop it. Bop it. But again, that didn't really work out. So one thing about me is that, yeah, I'm just a really messy eater. Sometimes it's just everywhere. I stain a lot of my clothes.
All right, let me know what you think in the comments. Was that for real, or was that just desperation? This is, speaking of desperation, let's talk about Lindsey Graham, Senate Republican leader, who has lately been tossing Trump under the bus. He says, quote, "They could be the richest country in all of Europe. I don't want to give that money and assets to Putin to share with China. If we help Ukraine now, they could be." So, the point of this is, if you watch the show and you've heard Chris and I talk, Chris normally on Friday nights. Again, I'm not sure we're going to be doing that. We may be doing it like an hour later because the summer concert series is going to be starting here soon. And I'm waiting to hear back if I'm going to be able to do that. Anyway, we have said multiple times, it's about the money. Okay, when it gets right down to it, it is always about the money. We are never in a country just to be the nice guys. There's a reason we are there, and oftentimes it is to indeed exploit the natural resources of other countries. And so when the guy in Pakistan says, you're the most terrorist country in the world, a lot of other countries look at us that way. And a lot of other countries would like to see our demise. So when I talk about the possibility of a multi-front situation where our military is engaged on multi-fronts, if that is to happen, it is not a good situation because, quite frankly, our military is not built to fight multiple fronts at the same time. Multiple skirmishes, and even multiple skirmishes in multiple areas, yeah, but not war on multiple fronts. All right, it's time for a little bit of comedy, and if you're a Trump supporter, you're probably not watching this and probably haven't been, but just in case, it's okay to laugh if you think this guy's funny.
Found guilty of 34 felonies, right? Don't, he'll twist it, man. He'll make it fun. He'll make it cool. It's fine. 34 counts. Nobody's done it. Nobody can do that. Nobody can do it. 34. It's never been done. Our numbers are so big. These are big numbers. 34. El Chapo couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. 22 times. What a failure. Guilty on 22 counts. I said, what an amateur. 34. No, we're doing it. Al Capone couldn't do it. 27 counts, which is really beginner stuff. That's beginner stuff. He couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. The Zodiac Killer. Can you believe this? 9 counts. I go, this is it. What is this, amateur at or 9 counts? The Zodiac. I call him the Zodiac Loser. That's what I call him. That's what I call him. We are going to jail, and we are going to jail so quick and so strong, and nobody's going this quick. 2 days. We'll be there in 2 days. We're making felonies great again. That's what we're doing. I'll be out in the yard, right? The jail yard. Catch me outside. I'll be out in the yard. Shackles. These are going to be great shackles. Golden. We're going to get the golden jug. That's... They say Trump's yard right there. Trump's yard.
Couple of more stories here, and then we are wrapped for the night. After a little bit of comedy, some major, incredibly serious. Whoa! Yeah, as much as I'd like to hear that again. We shan't be doing that. This is, there are a lot of things going on across the country to divide us, and it's in my opinion asinine, and we need to pay attention to who's doing it. And this is just one example. I don't even know how to explain this other than just play it.
People are being so rude to not listen to this speech. It was my fault that we missed it in the program.
People walking out.
Look who's leaving, all the black people.
Okay, the white principal of the integrated school says she has to apologize because she forgot to put this person's speech in the schedule, and a couple of people got up to walk out of the auditorium. Don't know if they're leaving, if they're going to the bathroom or what, but got up to exit before the speech started, and the principal apologized for it not being in the schedule. And then she says, oh look, it's only black people are leaving. And as soon as she said black people, every black person in the audience was immediately offended, and justifiably so, and got up and did indeed walk out of the graduation.
People are being so rude to not listen to this speech. It was my fault that we missed it in the program.
People walking out.
Look who's leaving, all the black people.
So, for people that are trying to say there is no racism in the United States, there is. There's racism, as we've just seen here, as this lady talking about the black people leaving. There's racism from certain members of the black community to Caitlin Clark. I'm not talking about not making the Olympic team. I'm talking about them openly coming out and saying, they hate her, and some of them saying they hate all whites, and it's not surprising. It's not surprising because it is being disseminated and has been, and things weren't handled correctly all the way back when Lincoln was assassinated and his vice president took over, and things were totally different than how they were going to be. And all of that has never properly healed, and it's a damn shame. Self-identified professor claims that he's ready to participate in violence as UCLA protesters physically remove this camera person, Cam Higbee, from the encampment by bashing him with shields. It's our last story of the night as far as having a little bit of video here. And again, it's 16 seconds long, and here's that exchange with volume. There we go.
What's up, Professor? How's it going?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
With me, alright?
What's that? Are you going to participate in the violence here, Professor?
Yes.
Okay, cool. You're staff, right?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Okay. So, don't be surprised if you hear tomorrow that some violence actually kicked off at the UCLA campus. I'm going to be monitoring that, as there are quite a few independent journalists in that area. Speaking of which, defender of ants, those that remember the days of 1776 Restoration Movement and the opposition, a character from that time period. Actually, news on two characters from that time period today. Defender of ants was in LA, in the LA area, and was part of a protesting movement protesting Scientology, and was in a minor vehicle accident. He had let everyone know that he is okay, and et cetera, et cetera. So the second person from that time period was a character named Mona, and actually Defender of Ants and Mona crossed paths when Mona tried to do some kind of memorial thing. I believe it was on Veterans Day, and it's well intended. I'm sure she had good intentions, but Defender of Ants was involved in I think protesting that event because of the connection to the 1776 Restoration Movement. Anyway, Mona had been communicating with a veteran, a disabled veteran, and Mona was trying to pull some strings, I believe, to get this disabled veteran into the Trump rally in Las Vegas yesterday, and the one where he said, "I don't care about you, I just want your vote, I don't care." and he could not get in. He did not get in, and Mona went rather berserk. Check out Lori Arnold's shorts, and I don't mean the shorts Lori Arnold wears. I'm talking about her video shorts on YouTube. Check out her shorts, and you'll see one there with Mona's actions. She got very agitated when this veteran wasn't able to get in, and basically stomped on American flags and said all kinds of mean, nasty things. So at least she has found out, that you can, and it should not be a shock to her. Those of us that have been following along with this stuff, he doesn't, he'll say, "Oh, I love the veterans, I love the veterans," and then in private, you'll hear from the people that he worked with who tell you that he thinks people are stupid. There's nothing in it for them in going into the military, blah, 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 blah. That's for a different episode. Anyway, so Mona had a little had a slight automobile accident. He is okay. At least that's last I heard, that he was okay, and so he will not be broadcasting probably for a while from out there, but he was indeed part of the Scientology thing, and this kind of ties in because some of the people that cover the Scientology protesting also cover the college campus protesting, so bringing that back to full circle here and ending tonight's episode. So thank you all for being here, and not going away said she has Tourette syndrome. Okay, all right. You follow her on TikTok. Okay, she does have Tourette's. All right. I just found it. It's humorous, and I don't want to laugh at somebody that has the condition. So, oh, thank you, Fred. Thank you. And thank you all. Thank you all for watching. We will be back on, I'll probably be back on, I'll be back on Wednesday night, if not tomorrow night. I just have a feeling that, things are just going to keep going on, and we're just going to have to, too much stuff not to cover. So, with that being said, love you all like chocolate chip cookies. I sincerely mean that. Peace, positive vibrations. It really is a dark world, and be a light. What's that mean? It means be a positive energy force. And do something nice for somebody. Do something nice for yourself if it's necessary, and you're in a situation where it's not going to happen otherwise. If you really make an effort, even a small little tiny effort, you can change the world for something or someone. You might rescue a kitten off the side of the road, and you change that cat's life. You might give a guy $5 sitting on the side of the street, and it might somehow multiply to where he's not sitting on the street anymore. I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes just saying, you know what? Nice hair, nice smile, nice shoes, whatever. Saying something nice to somebody maybe can change their day and get them to say something nice to somebody else. Because we do an awful lot of screaming at each other. It's a shame that we can't look at each other's countrymen and be proud to be an American. And for a lot of reasons, our pride is being tarnished. So, again, thanks for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share, hit the notification bell, and I love y'all.